When I was in the 8th grade, I fell in love. And I'm talking about real love in a kid, but it was like real love. And I was all in. I thought we were going to get married. And I was already thinking like that. I was so naive. And then one Sunday, we were all sitting around the table eating lunch, and I got a phone call, and somebody answered the phone and said, "It's for me." I went over to the phone in front of the whole family, and the family that didn't do vulnerability, and got a message from her friend that said that the person I was in love with, who was going to marry, 8th grade, said she wanted to break up with me. And I just remember saying okay, because I was in front of other people, and I had to be okay. But I was absolutely devastated. My dreams were crushed. And when I went back over to the table, I could hardly sit there. In fact, one of the first times in my life, I actually really walked away from a situation. And it was clear that I was feeling enough, I couldn't eat. So I got up, left the table, went outside, went over to an outbuilding of our house, kind of a cabin, went to the other side of it, and I was sitting on a rock wall. And I was sitting there by myself, and I looked up over the steps, and my father was walking down the steps and came over and just sat down by me, because he did understand heartbreak somewhere inside of him. And just him sitting there beside me, really not being able to help me, and me not being able to know what to say because we hadn't practiced any of it, just his presence was helpful. But man, and I know for those of you who have grown up adult pain, I want you to know that pain is pain, and that hurt was so real to me. And just like hurt is real to us now. But it seems silly, but it was very, very real. Hurt hurts. And hurt is the feeling that lets us know that we have pain. It's the common thread that runs through all emotional and spiritual experiences. If you have fear, there's a chance you're afraid because of past hurt. If you're sad, it could be because of past hurt. Life hurts and it's painful. There's no getting around it. I mean, this is true for an 8th grade kid, or for someone in a divorce, or for someone who's lost a child, or even a kid looking forward to a baseball game and it gets rained out. This hurt is there to allow us to cry out for healing, to cry out for solace. It calls us to seek healing. If we ignore it, it will infect us like a cut that's not attended to. It'll become poison, and that poison is resentment on the emotional level. We have to reach out in our time of hurt to get our need for comfort met. I became a man ultimately without vulnerability. And without that, there really is no love received and ultimately no real love given. So how do we practice this? How do we deal with hurt? We don't judge it from the very beginning. You simply face it. You admit that you're hurt, and you seek help from other people who know what hurt is, and they also know the path of healing. You go to people who know what hurt is, because hurt people who have been healed know how to walk people who are hurt into healing. See, if you get a cut and you go to a doctor, they clean it, they heal it. If it's deep, difficult harm, you're rehabilitated, and then scar tissue develops. And then you're able to step back in again in some ways through that healing, and sometimes even be stronger. There was an Olympian that tore her Achilles tendon recently. And once it healed, by going through the whole process of healing, she ran faster than she had ever run before. Hurt that's healed actually makes us stronger, which gives us courage. That is, the ability to return to life more willing and wiser, even though we know what can happen. You know, you can get hurt, but you can also go back in. And also, you can end up helping others who have been hurt.